So this video is just kind of a quick overview of what it means to be a nonlinear function or a linear function. If it makes a straight line, it is linear. And the way I like to remember it is the word line is inside the word. So linear means straight line. If your graph is not a straight line, then it is non-linear, which just means that it's not a straight line. So let's look at some equations. And by the way, in this lesson in Connexus, there's supposed to be a portfolio. The portfolio has been dropped. I just want you to understand the difference in linear and nonlinear functions. All right, so if it's a linear function, this is the important thing to remember. That means the equation has a constant rate of change. So if you can find the slope and it has a constant rate of change, it is linear. So here's some examples of linear function. Y equals 5x, y equals 5, y equals 2 times x minus 1, 3x minus 2. All these are linear functions. All of these have a constant rate of change. And a great way to check is to put it into Desmos. Just type the equation into your Desmos calculator and see if it's a straight line or not. All right, and then we'll talk about nonlinear. This could be almost any equation that does not have a constant rate of change. That's the big thing that we're looking for here. And here's some examples. And these are things that you might be able to pick out pretty easily in an equation. Any equation that has x raised to an exponent. So like x squared, x to the third, x to the fourth, and so on, those would be nonlinear. If you have an equation raised to a power of x, like 3 to the x, that's nonlinear. If you have the root of x, that's nonlinear. And if you have x in the denominator of a fraction, that is nonlinear. Those are the common examples. There are more examples of things that are nonlinear, but these are some common ones to look for. If you have x raised to a power, if you have a square root of x, or if you have x in the denominator. Those are pretty big giveaways that it is nonlinear. But again, you can go to the Desmos graphing calculator and you can type in an equation and then you can look at the graph. If the graph is a straight line, it's linear. If the graph is not a straight line, then it's nonlinear. So that is the difference between linear and nonlinear. Again, there's no portfolio due. I just want you to understand the difference.